It's time to captain Son and let's invest in Liverpool and Arsenal players. Welcome to the Gianni Batici YouTube show. Hope you guys are well. This is my team selection for Game Week 30 and boy, has it been a long time coming. Yes, we're all ready for FPL again, aren't we? So without further ado, let's have a look at the moves that I want to make in the not too distant future. Look, in the last couple of weeks, I look back at my transfers, we were buying Bournemouth and Luton players. Well, because of the Game Week 34 doubles, with Arsenal doubling and Liverpool doubling, yeah, we can now, with confidence, go, we need those triple ups. So free transfers between now and 34, a lot of that time and energy and precious transfers is going to be spent on recruiting Liverpool and Arsenal players, but which ones and in which order? Well, before I show you my team, let's talk about some numbers, some data. But first, the sorts of players I know I want to get in. So I know as a priority, I want to get the Arsenal defence, right? I know I need to target the Arsenal defence. Probably not this week, bad entry point, but definitely Game Week 31. They are top of the charts for clean sheet, for goals conceded, for expected goals conceded, for shots inside the box. They are rank 1 across the board this season. They are the best team to invest in defensively, without doubt. Of course, like everyone else, I want Salah. I also want Darwin, right? And here is why. Let's look at some data from Fantasy Football Scout. I was looking at the per 90 attempts in the box this season. During the international break, it was like Scout members area, let's do some scrolling, right? So attempts in the box so far this season, per 90, I thought Haaland would be top. I know he's not had the best goal scoring record this season, but he has been involved and he's missed a lot of big chances. So I thought Haaland would be top, but it's Darwin that's top. 4.61 attempts inside the box per 90 for Darwin. Nearly 5 efforts inside the box. That's outrageous behaviour. So Darwin's numbers are insane when it comes to getting chances in the box. We know his conversion's not been amazing, but it's been better of late. Second to that, though, Rodrigo Muniz, 4.6. And he's 7 in 7, by the way, in terms of goals. So just behind Darwin, Rodrigo putting up huge numbers. Then we've got Haaland at 3.95, Jesus 3.74, Timo Werner 3.06. And then it's Watkins and Solanke, who many of us have owned at different points. So I look at these strikers and I go, I'm going to need to make compromises in my team to get a Mo Salah in. How do I do that? Well, a downgrade from Watkins to Muniz allows that. Now, is Muniz my number one priority? No, it's probably Darwin, but there's not a big enough price difference between a Watkins and a Darwin to allow me to do what I want to do with Arsenal defence and Salah. So I'm going to give myself, I think, an extra week to think about this. And then I'm looking at almost a mini wildcard in Game Week 31. 3 transfers, maybe even 4. I'll have 2 frees and then a 4-point hit or an 8-point hit. But to do that, I think I want another week's worth of eye testing. And I will be, I think, rolling this week. So let's have a look at my 11. So decision to make in goal. Is it Dubravka or Neto? Well, because I've got a Bournemouth defender already, I'm going to go to, I think, Dubravka in goal. And then look, at the moment, it looks bad. And a few of these players are flagged, but I think many are international break injuries. I think Gabriel and De Bruyne, Saka, I think will all be fine. The backline is ropey this week, but I know I want my transfer on an Arsenal defender. Therefore, I'm going to have to wait a week because I don't want to buy an Arsenal defender this week. Plus, I don't have any money in the bank. I've got 0.1 in the bank and 0 free transfers. So Gabriel, Zabani and Doherty is a backline I'm not expecting much from this week. But look, in the midfield, it's exciting. And I do have triple Man City still, which I think I'll be holding another week. Sure, I would love De Bruyne to become Salah this week, but I can't make De Bruyne Salah this week because I don't have funds, and that needs 2 transfers. And I'm not willing to sell Ollie Watkins. So we have De Bruyne, who has Arsenal at home, alongside Foden, who has Arsenal at home. Maybe it's just one of those games which has goals, although traditionally they don't. Palmer and Son. I just hope De Bruyne is fit. If he's not, I think Saka will be, and he comes off the bench. And then up front, we've got Solanke, we've got Haaland, and we've got Ollie Watkins. Do ignore the children. My daughter's noises in the background, if you can hear that. We've just come back from holiday. She's been very excited to see the house again and all her new toys. So look, Solanke, Haaland, Watkins is the front line. So it's not necessarily a week I think I'm going to go big. It's one I would like to make transfers, but I'm not willing, I don't think, this week to sell Watkins. I could go Watkins out to Muniz and De Bruyne out to Salah. That's an option. I could go Watkins out to Darwin and De Bruyne to Salah, but then that doesn't give me money in the bank to get an Arsenal defender next week. And I know I want triple Arsenal with 34 in mind, and I know I want double Arsenal defence. They clearly are the best. So I look at this team and go, oh, if I get Darwin and Salah, how else can I get an Arsenal extra defender in? Where's the compromise? It means selling a Son or a Foden, which I guess you could argue is now an option with Man City not doubling in 34. I could wildcard Foden back in 35, 36. And selling Son is now also an option, but after the Luton game. So I'm going to keep all these options open. Let's see how Spurs look versus Luton. But I do think Son playing number 9, still with some good fixtures, is someone I want to hold and then sell in game week 33 maybe in game week 34 itself. Of course, Spurs blanking in game week 34. But when to sell Son is a key question, because when you sell him, you're getting money. You'll downgrade him, and you'll probably, if you've got a De Bruyne, he becomes Salah. Son downgrade allows you more flexibility. I just don't know if I'm willing to part with Sonny, who did score again for South Korea in the international break. Shall we talk a little bit about captaincy? I feel like we should. By the way, guys, do hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, hit that notification bell as well, and you'll see when I go live, and I'll be doing a deadline stream on Saturday. To lock in on all these decisions, by the way, captaincy for me is a 2-horse race this week. It's Palmer or it's Son. With Man City and Arsenal playing each other, not interested in Haaland. Look, Solanke and Watkins, legit options too, but for me it's Palmer or Son. I think I'm likely to go Son captain, Palmer vice captain. I just think I trust Son a little bit more for a higher ceiling. They both have outstanding fixtures, but I look back to Spurs Luton earlier in the season, and the first 10 minutes was outrageous at Kenilworth Road. Son, and I think I owned Son and Porro for that. Son could have combined, had a goal involvement 3 or 4 times in the first 10 minutes alone of that football match. And I've got that at the back of my mind. So I just think Son versus Luton could be recipe for big ceiling. But I still expect Palmer versus Burnley to be a very good option too. I think I'll be going Son though, and I think I've talked myself into that one. Let's finish with a bit of FPL Challenge chat, shall we? You guys familiar with FPL Challenge by now? I'm sure you are. You would have seen the tweets or the posts on the FPL app. FPL has released a new game. We already have the draft game, which I actually don't play. I did for the first few seasons. We have the normal game, which we all know and love. But now they've gone for a shorter game, a more playful game, a weekly game in FPL Challenge. The headlines are: it's effectively a free hit every week, but every week comes with a slightly different rule. So game week 30 is the entry point. It's unlimited budget. Game week 31 is going to be forwards get double points. Game week 32 is Reds rivalry. Your Liverpool and Man United players will earn double points because they play each other in 32. I don't know. What will game week 33 and 34 hold? I don't know. There's a few cool options out there. You could reward like bonus points are doubled. You could go all out attack. Let me know some options in the comments of ideas you like for FPL Challenge. But look, in brief, I want to show you my team each week as part of my team selection. This is my FPL Challenge team, and I'm stacking, right? I'm picking 3 or 4 teams that I think can go big, and I'm investing heavily in them. By the way, you can have up to 5 players from one team. So I have gone Chelsea, Fulham, Spurs, and Liverpool, right? All my players, other than Emi Martinez as my sub-goalkeeper, all my players are from those 4 teams. So I've got Petrovic, Gusto, Palmer and Jackson from Chelsea. I think it's a big fixture there. So 4 Chelsea. I've got 3 Fulham, 2 defenders and Meniz. Robinson and Castagna did so well last time out. And then I've got 3 Spurs, Adoji, Son and Maddison. And then I've gone 3 Liverpool on the bench. Now, you can make substitutions mid-game week. So if my Fulham players, for example, disappoint, Liverpool players can come off the bench. And that's a nice, fun element. Remember, the deadline is all the way up to the first game. But then you can still make those transfers mid-game week. So it's a new game completely to what we're used to. But I'm going with Nico Jackson as my captain because why not? This is a game to have a little bit more fun with. And Darwin as my vice. Thinking a little bit differently for FPL Challenge. Let me know what you're thinking of Challenge, if you like the game, if you're going to be playing the game. I do have an FPL Challenge mini league. There is a link in the description if you want to join that. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy the idea of a new challenge. And I think by next season, it'll be up and running and we fully know if it's a game we want to play. I'm sure it'll be one that I want to play. But look, let's just do one final recap. Gianni's transfers this week in actual FPL. Rolling my transfer. Unless we get injury news like De Bruyne and Saka are out, for example, or Gabriel is out, that could force my hand. But at the moment, and press conferences on Friday and training ground photos will be key. I'm hoping these are mainly international injuries. And I'm all right. Let's hope. So at the moment, it's roll with a view of bringing in Salah, probably Muniz and Saliba next week. Maybe even a fourth transfer in there. So exciting times ahead. Game week 31 is going to be hits for Gianni. So make sure you're watching my team selection video next Monday. But for now, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to be captaining Sonny this game week, I think. And I will see you on Saturday's deadline stream. Take care. Bye-bye.